Mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words. What they need.
Hello there, Sir from 17 once again, bringing you the second section to Interval 5 in my F.E.A.R 3 Insane Difficulty video walkthrough. And be careful as you push down this road, because when it breaks away like that and you see those pink veins all across the ground, that's indicating where things are going to collapse. And the first time I played this, I pushed a little bit too quickly and the shit collapsed on me and I died. And yeah, you don't want to do that. It's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing, sorry. What is it, fucking opposite day or something? But right now, when you enter into this pretty shambly looking abode, I don't know what it is, it's kind of some kind of hospice or something. What's going to happen is the creeper's going to attack you like you just did then. And how you know that this is going to be a thing is you'll get the black veins on your screen, you'll move really slow, and it goes really quiet. And what you do is you can hear him, you can sound whore him like a boss. And you can hear his footsteps and you can see a little bit like a glitter of cinders as his footfalls are occurring. And all you do is you wait for him to get close to you, you slow time down, he'll appear, and then you attack him. You can stab him with your knife if you don't want to waste your gun bullets. The only problem is, if he hits you twice successfully in a row, you're going to die, so I generally use my gun because I don't want to fuck it up. But he doesn't take a lot of damage, and for the majority of some of these encounters, you're actually made to fail them. So right now he's going to attack. Look out for him. Do you hear him? Do you see the cinders just there? There they are. They're coming for me. I wait for him, slow-mo, and then I shoot him. That's all you've got to do. He's an absolute pussy, and it's the same every time you do it. Just be careful as you push forward though after an attack, because sometimes he'll stay around and he'll attack you again. So just wait. I kind of panic slow mode then. There he is, there's the cinders, there he appears, there's the knife. So it doesn't matter how you attack him, it doesn't matter at all if you've got no ammo. He's the exact same. There's the cinders again, there he is. I didn't even need slow-mo then because I could see him. And just repeat ad nauseum. And this is probably the most annoying parts of the game, because this is such a contrived and stupid fucking mechanic. I would have rather had a boss fight. And the irony is, at the end of the game, there is a boss fight with this silly bastard. And then there's the big spoiler of who he's supposed to represent, because he's really just one big giant metaphor for oppression. And it's fucking garbage. But anyhow, back into the shadowy dream world where Alma loves to sit about doing fuck all. Swear to God that little kid doesn't get up to much, she's always moping around. But there she is on the bench once again. Now you can come across to the turnstile, and this is the hardest part of this level coming up, and probably the hardest part of the game. Because what's going to happen is you open this door, and this courtyard's going to have a phase soldier guy there, and he's going to spawn a shit ton of enemies. And this bit isn't challenging. It's kind of bad because of the environment. The enemies are really aggressive at flanking you, and there's a lot of cover, but it isn't cover that gives you an advantage. It's cover that gives them an advantage, because there's a lot of shrubbery, there's a lot of flowers, and you can't see fuck all, and they can. So what I like to do on this bit is I like to focus as best I can on the phase soldier so that he can't keep whoring the spawns. What you need to bear in mind though is immediately after this fight, when the phase guy dies, a giant robot's going to turn up, and that's when shit gets hard. Because if you have a ton of enemies left over and that robot's with you, you're in a world of trouble. But the best thing to do is, once the phase commander's dead, if you run across here, you can pick up one of those lasers, and this laser's actually really good at stunning the robots. It's good at stunning enemies as well, but I use it to just damage the robot as best I can. And right now, I know it's coming, they've just warned me about it, and I'm just trying to kill these fucking little dudes before he arrives. And the best way to kill the robot that I've found is if you've got a lot of the electricity grenades, throw one electricity grenade, shoot the robot. As soon as it's about to recover, throw another one, shoot the robot. Just keep repeating, repeat ad nauseum. And if you run out of the grenades, use your slow-mo to run across to the opposite side of the room, and there will be a box that's got a couple in them for you. But just be super careful, because this robot kills you so fast, and it's not like the robots from F.E.A.R 1 and 2 where you could just absolutely whore it round cover. This thing actually mantles over the cover and it will cock block you to death. so be super careful. It also has the ability to fire rockets, which will kill you almost instantly if they're anywhere near you. And it takes a massive beating too, so don't be surprised when it doesn't drop, because it takes a mammoth beating. But stun it with the grenades, use your slow-mo, hit it with this laser gun, and chuck as many of the lethal grenades as you've got. And as soon as you're out of them, or you're in a shit spot, run away like I'm doing now. And what I don't realise is, it was dying just then, and I panicked because I was too busy thinking I was going to die. But that might take you a couple of turns just because the robots are pain in the arse, and if you were like me and on fearless difficulty, you ran around the central podium with it, and it was chasing you and it couldn't hit you, and you just kept shooting it in slow-mo and keep, ringing the roses around that middle bit. It doesn't seem to work on insane difficulty because it just jumps over the top and fucks you up. But it does work on the difficulty below. I don't know if the AI is more aggressive or something like that, but you learn something new every time, and hopefully if you get a little bit of luck and you follow a little bit of what I did there, you should get through without too many problems. Without too much trouble, should I say. And then you go through the turnstile, and we're back into more of this crazy looking green hospice residence place. Well, let's have a look. See what we're doing. So there's a little bit more exposition from Jun Keat Woon Soon Toon, whatever she's bloody called. And then there's another one of the psychic links, and this is one of the psychic commanders, one of the F.E.A.R commanders talking to you. And he's really mad at you, and you're basically going to be moving towards him and then having a massive fight with him in a big old container yard. But before you get there, there's a couple of shootouts, and this is one of them. And what's going to happen here is, after the scream from one of Alma's contractions, there's a bunch of enemies going to spawn at either side of that tower directly in front of me. And if you go up against cover on this piece of concrete that I'm currently using, you're going to have almost no problem whatsoever, because for some reason they can't shoot you all that well. If you peek up, if you peek too high, obviously you're just going to be a giant sign saying please shoot me. And if you're a good shot with this assault rifle, you should be able to 1 to 2 burst every enemy. That dude just burst like a fucking zit. And you're also going to pick up some challenges for camping, so if you like camping, you're going to get lots of rewards for it. But be careful as you push through here, because as you do carry on through this area, you are going to force another spawn, and the spawn's going to have a shotgun guy and a bunch of other dudes. You'll notice that there's one there and he's sniping me from miles away. There he is. Look at that. This gun just destroys people. It's a really cool weapon, and it makes me wish that this did have some kind of competitive multiplayer, because if this gun killed in like 2 bursts, it could be really, really fun, and it would be one of those where if you can get good at it, you can really destroy people. But instead, they've got Soul King and all that nonsense. But there you go, that's the highest rank on the game. If you're wondering how long it took me to get there, for you random achievement whores, this is my 2nd playthrough of the game. Both have been solo, I haven't dabbled in the co-op yet. And it doesn't take long at all, it really doesn't, so if anything, it's a bit of a detriment, because I do like this game and I do like progressive leveling systems, so it'd make a lot of sense if it went up higher, but I don't think it does. Anyhow, 2 shield guys are going to spawn in front of you there, and there's 2 normal guys, and the shield guys are a fucking nuisance. The best way to kill them is if you've got the electricity grenades, you can throw one, it'll stun them, and then when they've got the shield to the side, shoot them in the face. There you go, but always prioritize them, because they will kill you very quick, and if you don't kill them, obviously, you're gonna die. It's that simple. And right now, I think you're completely safe, and when you push forward, there's a couple of enemies and 2 turrets that you've got to kill, and to kill them, you've got to use the riot shield. You can probably use your gun in slow motion, but it'll take a lot longer, so just follow what the game wants you to do. You'll notice I'm looking for any potential, bodies, any psychic links, and things of that nature, and I don't find anything. Obviously doesn't mean you won't, because this game is kind of random. But there's the riot shield. You will always have this SMG with the riot shield. Word to the wise, you are not completely safe when you use this weapon, so be very careful. And if you like me, the first time I played this game on Fearless, I thought you had to use the riot shield to get round the turrets. I didn't actually try and kill the turrets, but you can destroy them, and it does make this significantly easier, so feel free to do that. And there's a couple of challenges related to the riot shield if you don't know. They're a bit of a pain in the ass though. I think you've got to kill like 25 people with it. But I am going to show you a really, really cool riot gear riot shield strategy later on for one of the hardest parts of the game, one of the most broken sections. And I was really surprised it actually worked, so that's something for you to look forward to. But once you've done that, you can now go down into the park entrance and continue on Chapter 5, or Interval 5 should I say. And it's another one of the "Are you scared yet" moments, with the lovely weak tea yellow lighting, and the ceiling crumbling in, and the screen going all crazy, and the camera going fucking green grass all over us. But don't worry, you're in no danger. It's purely cinematic, purely expositional, and not a gameplay mechanic. Which is, I think they need to really mix it up when they bring out a new game, a new horror game especially, where all the conventions that we're used to because of games these days, they really segment, they really compartmentalise what they do. It's always like, this is the run and gun section, this is the scary section, this is the jumping section, this is the cutscene, this is, you know, the checkpoint, so on and so forth. I'd really like a game where as soon as you go into one of those sections and you're expecting it to be a certain way, it just cock slaps you in the mouth. Because there's something really refreshing about, you know, unconventional approaches to things, and not a lot of games these days have them. And some of the really cool ones are the ones where there's no hub. Like, have you ever played those games where the HUD is so subtle that you can actually be stood there after the cutscene for about 5 minutes thinking it's still the cutscene and it's been you, but you're too dumb to move because it looked so seamless of a transition? And then you play Killzone 3 and every time it goes to a fucking cutscene there's a 30-second black screen and it's about as immersive as a turd. But as soon as you smash this gate, there's going to be a couple of guys in front of you here, and this is a really weird section because the world is pretty much going to be ending at this moment in time as you push through the front of this stadium, or whatever the hell this area is. And there's going to be gunfights with a lot of dudes. There's also going to be rubble raining from the sky, Alma having contractions and just, you know, fucking up reality, tearing space and time. And it's kind of weird, but the joy of it is a lot of the stuff that drops from the sky is just, you know, implemented cover, so you can use it to your advantage. This next section here, as you push forward, there's going to be a spawn directly in front of you. There's about 2 or 3 guys. If you go into slow-mo, you should be able to pick them off really quickly because they're not that challenging. Jesus Christ, there's an international dragon's den. How did I not know this? Doesn't quite have the same impact when you don't recognise the fucking billionaires. But this is a great piece of cover once again. If you're pretty good at holding the left analog very lightly so that you don't fully extend yourself from cover, you should have no problem with any of these gunfights. And just keep cleaning people up and, you know, trying not to die, because as I've reiterated many times, this is not a difficult game. This is a very functional game. But be careful of that guy. I don't know how his first shotgun blast missed, but if that had been a 2-piece, I probably would have died, because I do not trust this game when it comes to close-quartered encounters. Goodness me. 2.5, men. Somebody's got to leave me a comment saying why this show is even remotely fucking funny. I just think it's a load of silly bastards that just sit and watch anything on television, and because there's a laugh track on it, it tells people when to laugh, and because laughter's so infectious, it's kind of like a circle of, you know, a circle of humour, because it just facilitates its own humour by making people laugh at things that aren't funny. It's insidious. All the time, just, ha 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 ha, ha 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 ha. And it's after every fucking sentence. These actors stop for like 5 seconds just so that they can fit a laugh track in. It's so patronising, it pisses me off. There's no such thing these days on fucking TV as intelligent humour, because it's all this fucking homunculi bullshit with these people that say things that aren't even remotely hilarious, and everyone fucking laughs because if they don't, they feel like they're not conforming to the norm and they're somehow missing the boat. Missing the message. Fucking hate it. But this is another one of the crazy moments, and this is going to show you a really fat and a really pregnant Alma. She walks towards you with a really sweeping locks of black hair, and then she disappears into some kind of aurora. And once again, we are not threatened whatsoever by her shenanigans, and that dude's on fire. But just keep pushing forward. There's a psychic link body in the elevator. Once again, it might not be there for you. And here he comes. Here is Charlie Sheen Is he going to salvage this series for me? Is he going to somehow make me see the light and laugh at 2.5 Men? Because these people were getting paid millions of fucking dollars, man, for this performance. Go on, Charlie, say something funny. Yeah, that... Oh, God. I swear to God, I watch this and it makes me just wish for a nuclear fucking holocaust, because this is not funny. If this is funny, fucking shoot me. It's garbage. Garbage. And I'm not afraid to say it. Fucking garbage. But, once again, there's a couple of dudes for you to kill here. And as usual, you'll notice I'm doing the jump shot technique. My reason for doing that is A, to make it a little bit more entertaining for myself, and B, because I'm silly. But don't be frivolous with it, because you will get killed pretty quickly, because the enemies on this game are kind of accurate for the majority of the time. But this is not too difficult now. You've got past the most challenging part. The only challenging section coming up is going to be in the third section of this video, where we have to take on the F.E.A.R commander. But as far as weapons go, you'll notice that I've taken one of the lasers after that fight with the mech. The reason I've taken that is because I know when I shoot the F.E.A.R commander with it, he's going to be stunned. And it does an endless stun on him, because as you keep hitting him, he keeps getting stunned, and it stops him from shooting you. And it's really, really useful, especially on these fights, because you're going to fight 2 of them, so you need to be aware that you're in for quite an endurance fight. But don't worry, it's not challenging, and there are a lot of ammo dumps littered across the battlefield. Oh, we go. Oh, what do these actors do, man? Right, Vinnie Jones, for anybody that doesn't know, before he was an actor, he was a football player. And he played for Wimbledon and a few other clubs, and he was notorious for being a bit of a psycho, and, you know, going in for really, really rough tackles, and just being a very physical player, not afraid to get hurt. He would just get stuck in there, and he got a reputation for it, especially for being kind of violent. And this reputation's helped his career, because obviously it got him as the tough guy in a lot of films. And he's been doing a lot of, you know, straight-to-DVD bullshit these days, but some people forget he was in Snatch, he was in a few other decent films, and he kind of pulls it off. He's not the best actor, but he looks scary, he looks intimidating, and he's got a London accent, or wherever the fuck he's from, so he sounds fierce as it is, because everybody knows if you've got an English accent, you either sound like a maniacal super mastermind, or a hitman with style. But what he's doing here is what everybody seems to be doing these days, and he's... what the fuck is this called? Vinnie Jones' Toughest Cops USA. So he's basically going with a bunch of American police officers and their SWAT teams, and, you know, seeing what the job is like, seeing all these violent crimes, seeing all these crazy people. And it's another one of the documentaries that everybody's doing, only this time they've got the guy with the personality equivalent of a plank of wood. And every time it comes to the part where he has to say something into the camera, it just shows how bad he is at presenting things and acting, because it's the drabbest, most monotone fucking thing I've ever seen. It's like the dude's selling shampoo and he's on about illegal drugs and narcotics. It's like, come on, dude, put some fucking emphasis into it. But he's getting paid millions, so more fool on me. Maybe I was exaggerating millions. He's probably getting paid a couple thousand, but that is the end of the second interval in my F.E.A.R 3 guide. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope it's helping, and I'll see you in the next section.